Hello, my name is Peggy Raisglid, and I'm the owner of Love and Spoonfuls Restaurant, a vegan restaurant in Tucson, Arizona. I have chosen the subject of doing compassion right since this has truly become the focal point of my existence. My background is in chemistry. I received a PhD in chemistry, and I've spent most of my life working in that field. After 16 years of following a vegan lifestyle, I decided that I needed to do more to promote it. The more people that practiced a vegan lifestyle, the fewer animals that would suffer. I believe the best way to promote veganism was simply to show people that you can enjoy eating vegan food. I started making my plans to abandon my career in science and open a vegan restaurant. I became a vegan in 1989 after learning about how animals are treated in the food industry and how brutal animal testing is in the cosmetic and medical industries. In fact, what I learned was that in any industry that uses animals, it's really bad for the animals. I made the decision 23 years ago that I couldn't finance any industry. In other words, I couldn't pay people to do these horrific things to animals. These were things that I couldn't ever do myself to other living beings, so how could I possibly justify paying someone else essentially to do them for me? That is when I adopted a vegan lifestyle, making a conscious decision not to consume any animal products or foods that contained any animal ingredients, not to purchase any clothing made from animals, and not to buy any products that were tested on animals. I've been in the company of people who have told me that they are animal lovers while sitting there eating a hamburger or chicken or baby back ribs. How can someone have even a little compassion and then eat the object of their affection? Do they really mean that they are just cat and dog lovers and other animals are fair game? Does this mean that as long as we call them food animals, that we can do whatever we want to them? Because we call them food animals, does that mean that they can't suffer? People in some other countries view cats and dogs as food animals. Anyone who has been in the company of a cat or dog, or most any other animal for any length of time, has seen them express the same full range of emotions that we do. They get happy, they get depressed, they get angry, they get jealous, they get frightened. As far as feeling pain, the bottom line is, if an organism is capable of moving itself from one location to another, it needs to be able to feel pain in order to survive. That's the mechanism that an animal uses to keep itself out of danger. Whether a human or any other animal steps on something that is sharp or hot, feeling the pain is what saves you from continuing to get hurt. We certainly can't delude ourselves into believing that suffering and pain is limited just to human animals. I think it's human nature to feel the most compassion for those to whom we feel the closest. First it's family, next it's friends, then it's fellow citizens. When we hear on the news that a plane went down in some other country, we're always told how many Americans were on board, because Americans are most important to us. That's certainly true from our perspective, but how about from the perspective of the other passengers that weren't American? Is their death really less tragic? Don't their families suffer just as much? The same is true, just as true for other animals. Even though it's not our pain, for them, from their perspective, the suffering isn't any less. Compassion, according to Merriam-Webster, is a sympathetic consciousness of others' distress, together with a desire to alleviate it. I think doing compassion right means first having the consciousness, specifically being consciously aware of the distress of non-human animals, rather than trying to be blind to it. How many times have I heard someone say, "I don't want to hear about battery cages or factory farming. I'm having chicken for dinner tonight." Awareness of suffering is so very important. As far as the desire to alleviate it, what greater means is there to alleviate it than not to contribute directly to its propagation? For some people, it all amounts to where we feel comfortable drawing the line. We draw this line based on who we think counts and who doesn't. Some people draw the line with men, and women don't count, and that's sexism. Some people draw the line with race. Whites count and non-whites don't, and that's racism. And some people draw the line at human animals. Humans count and other animals don't, and that's speciesism. We each have to draw the line wherever we feel comfortable, but no matter where we draw that line, the ones on the other side of that line get hurt. Doing compassion right, for me, is including on my side of the line any being that I believe in earnest is capable of suffering. And there's a great payoff. By following a vegan lifestyle and adopting a plant-based diet, not only do the animals win, but people win too. It's far more healthful, it can prevent and reverse most degenerative diseases, it's way better for the environment, it's just win-win-win. Now that's doing compassion right. My name is Peggy Raisglid. I'm the owner of Lovin' Spoonfuls Restaurant. And if you'd like to find out anything else about me or my restaurant, please feel free to visit our website, www.lovinspoonfuls.com. Or you can just Google Lovin' Spoonfuls Restaurant and you'll get right there. Thanks.